Sup. The opinions and views expressed in this podcast are that of our own and Future Bachelor only, and not affiliated with any outside party or entity. This fun podcast may include some adult language.
Future Bachelor Podcast.
Yeah! Welcome to Future Bachelor. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
I'm Solomon.
Yo!
Yo.
Yo, Solomon in the building.
What's good?
Before we get into our beginning song, let's get into our guest of the week, man. And Solomon, what's going on, dude? How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah. Don't be nervous,
excited.
man.
Don't
It's
be
just a
nervous.
conversation.
Yeah.
Sorry, I put on my radio voice for this. I feel like
Whoa.
it's like a lot
I
louder.
have a good radio voice.
Yeah,
if
you
need
do.
one. Yeah.
I might have to turn my bass up on my voice a little bit. But so Solomon works at the
company.
Yes.
And
The company.
so I see him every day, and we, when I look around the newsroom, like something like in pop culture just like became like breaking news or something, or like just the talk of the day. I turn over to Solomon, and Solomon usually knows exactly what I'm talking
Always.
about.
You got to be informed, man.
Right, whether it's about music,
Perfect
new
guy
shows
for this
coming out.
pod.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so eventually I was just like, Solomon, would you want to, because we get into some like heavy topics and we're like, we
Absolutely.
got to get back to work.
Absolutely. Well, yeah.
So I was like, why don't you?
That thing.
Yeah, but yeah, so I was like, come over, and I'm really happy you came. And
Absolutely.
we usually start off with like one of my favorite oldie songs, but I asked you this week what was your go-to song, and like literally like as I was like still explaining, like you're like Tevin Campbell, can we talk? I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was good.
Can
Yeah.
we just take a moment to revere Tevin Campbell?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Let's give
Take
him his
us to
roses.
church.
We'll give him his
Take
roses.
us to
We have
church.
to give Tevin. Can We Talk is one of the greatest R&B records of the 90s. I feel like that's a song that you can play any time of the day. You just feel happy. And I feel like we just,
You were definitely
we just saw
feeling it.
that. I
Holy
mean, that's
shit.
my song. That's my jam. So.
No, I'm a big fan of like R&B. I mean, that's the best time for R&B, right? Was the
It
90s,
is.
especially
Oh my
the early
God,
90s.
yes.
We're thoroughly in art. We're now like
Yeah,
full foot.
this is
in.
I didn't even know. Did we say it's episode 91? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, finally.
Nice.
I got so excited Solomon was here. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, so, I mean, gosh, I guess might as well do it at this point. Like, just some quick, like, pop culture from 1991.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be fun, like, every episode we do, like, what was popular that year in
Cool.
the 90s. And this was, like, the year that, like, it signified the start of grunge era because Nirvana dropped their Nevermind, which, obviously became, like, a sound of the 90s
Of course.
when it came to rock and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
And movies like that were popular were like Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Silence of the Lambs came out then, some Hannibal Lecter, Hook, that was like the
I love
continuation of Peter
Hook.
Pan.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
Rest
I love
in
that
peace
movie.
to Robin Williams.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
rest in peace. Good one. Let's see, Addams Family before it was animated
Right.
and had Snoop Dogg, and
It's
And
it.
Migos.
yeah, so yeah,
And Migos.
and Migos. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah,
so,
I forgot about that one. Yeah.
and that was the year that actually Michael Jackson came out with Black and White, which was
Iconic
it
moment in
had
history.
Macaulay Culkin, who was one of the biggest child actors was the
Absolutely.
biggest child actor on the planet Earth.
I think that was the Dangerous album.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
off his Dangerous album. So a lot of good stuff happened, man. It could go on for days. Boyz II Men was on there. Paula Abdul, all the
Guns N'
greats.
Roses.
Guns N' Roses, so
talented.
I thought that'd be cool to kind of talk about what was going on there. Obviously, I love all that stuff, so I knew you guys would too. So, but yeah, what was specifically about that song? Like, what did it have a meaning, a story behind
No
it?
meaning behind it, no story. When you ask me what song from the 90s, just speed round, mentality, I'm like, Tevin Campbell, can we talk? Anytime I'm at an event, at a
Do you remember where
party-
you heard it for the first time, or
Oh my
Where
gosh,
were
no.
you?
why did it hit you like that?
It's just,
It just hits
it
different.
is,
Si.
sometimes you have songs that were made in the 90s or 80s, and they just kind of stayed in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, can we talk? You can literally play it. I'm telling you, I've been out to, events. I've been out to parties, day parties, night parties, you name it.
Cookout.
Right.
Can we talk? It's like it's the one song.
It's a
that
perfect
we
party
all,
song.
We all come together and we're like, that's the song we're all about to just vibe out to.
Yeah, yeah.
It's rare that you have songs like that, so.
And that's like kind of just like a very simple like statement that like that's like, can we talk? Like, it's like, I want to go out to the bar and be like, hey, can we talk? a
Can
little
we
bit?
talk about consent? Like, he's asking,
Yes.
can we talk?
Yeah.
We love it.
Talk. He's like,
because
yeah.
we're now in the era where we just kind of feel entitled to just go up to someone, like, can I pursue you? Can I court you?
Yeah.
I feel like that was one of the things from the 90s that we didn't bring into the new millennium that I feel like we should.
Yeah, no, good point, man. Holy cow, that was really deep. Didn't mean to get that far down that song, but thank you for introducing our listeners to it if they haven't heard it yet. So how have you been, V? What's going on in your life?
I had a very Christmassy weekend.
Okay.
So
I think everyone has a Christmassy weekend right now. Everyone has the holiday parties.
all the holiday parties.
So you're like celebrating Christmas. Actually, by the time you get to Christmas, you're like, I actually enjoy this family time of not getting drunk and having a.
What? Yeah, I don't think I will be drinking plenty of wine with my family.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
I'm talking about like hardcore partying, like.
Oh yeah, no, but I mean, I don't know, Italians, we do a little different.
I feel you.
But so I had our friend John V. She invited me as her +1 to her company party. So I got to dress up, go to that, and we like bounced around. Like, it's the perks of being friends with consultants is that they all have like fancy holiday parties, and so like then I got to bounce to a couple of the other ones, and we were like tearing up the dance floor at one of the other ones that we bounced to.
Nice.
At Perk Tavern.
Okay.
And it was just kind of wild because like a large majority of the people there were like Indian people, and like I guess like what the friends of theirs who work at that consultancy firm was saying was like, oh, like you can request songs like as part of like your response to the invite. It's like you can put in requests of songs. So like all of like the older like Indian people who like work for this company like all request all these Bollywood songs. So like me and John V were out there like tearing it up to some Bollywood bangers.
Yeah, no,
and then, like,
they are fun to dance to.
They were
even if you're just like dancing like you don't know how to dance to it, like it's
it was a lot of fun. But then
music.
we also like we threw some more modern stuff into the mix because like we went up to the DJ and bullied him into like playing like some like
all right, enough of the Indian music
and some other stuff. We're like, okay, we got to get down. But that was a lot of fun. This past weekend I had a tradition that's been going for like about 7 years now, where my friend group from college, we always would do Secret Santa when we all lived, within the same like couple of miles from each other at school and things like that. And so now we literally live in every single time zone. So what we do is we use this like online program like Elfster or some Secret Santa bullshit stuff that you can use. Pick names, and then we set a day that we can all do a Google Hangout and like open our gifts. So we did that this past weekend, which was a lot of fun. It's just like a really fun way that we all get to catch up with each other.
That's what's up.
So that was a lot of fun. I went to this full moon ritual with our friend Melissa, which was interesting, and it was very enlightening. It's like at a yoga studio, and you like it has like storytelling elements, and then like kind of like chanting and other ritual elements, and a lot of journaling and self-reflection, and then like reflecting in groups and sharing and things like that. And then the end of it is a little fire ceremony where you write something on a flash paper of like either something you're offering up to like the gods, energies, whatever you want to believe in, to like either like bring into your life or throw something in that you want out of your life. So it was a really cool experience, and I definitely recommend some sort of reflection, especially as we near the end of the year.
Yeah, no.
And the end of the decade. I feel like everybody keeps like being like, it's the end of the decade. What have you done? I'm like, fuck, what have I done?
People overthink it.
I know, for real. And then I rounded out the weekend with some cookie decorating.
Oh, nice.
One of my friends does a cookie decorating party.
You had an eventful weekend.
Yeah, I know. Every time, like it's like 2-3 sentences. I'm just like, okay. And then what does I do? He's like, I went to Rose Christmas party on Friday, and that's all I did.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you saw me too. But
did I?
This past weekend.
What did we do?
We planned for the pod.
Oh yeah, we had a podcast meeting. That was pretty productive. So like by not going out on okay, I'll say we had a really good time. Shout out to my boy Ro, actually.
Yeah.
That was a sick ass party.
Yeah,
that
I
he
heard
had.
that party Friday was
lit. And so we woke up. Me and Paul were like, "You want to go get lunch?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Like, so we just started like drinking at brunch. You know what I'm saying?
Can't go wrong with that.
Right. And by like 2:00, I was like already tired.
I love a
like
brunch.
Yeah.
I love a brunch.
Yeah, we were doing like mimosas and Bloody Marys and all that stuff. So,
Bloody Marys.
yeah, I ended up just like relaxing on Saturday night, and then we woke up and were productive, and yeah, and then I went for a walk around Piedmont Park. It was pretty cool. So, that was legit. What? Why did you say it like that? You're like, look
I knew
at
you weren't alone.
Okay, whatever. It was just a walk. But yeah, that's what I did. So I don't know, man. I just want to catch a flight to maybe, I don't know. Quick hits. What do we got for some quick hits, V?
Okay, well, I wanted to touch on a follow-up, if you will, to last week. So we talked a lot last week about the whole
Lizzo gate.
Yes, Lizzo Laker gate. And so it was the thing that was brought up is like, would you be mad if Rihanna did it? And what was said here was that like Rihanna would never do that, which isn't totally true.
Well, all right. So Taylor Marie texted me and she sent me a picture of Rihanna at I think it was a red carpet event.
I think it was Met Gala.
Yeah.
From years ago.
Where she like her dress was see through, and you know, it is what it is. You could see her body and stuff.
Everything.
But what I had explained to TM was that like I don't think I said like if anyway I think it was like I don't think Rihanna would do that at a Lakers game.
Right.
And that was what I was trying to get to is more like she like agreed with my point too, but like I didn't know that Rihanna had already done that like thing either. So if I was saying like I don't think Rihanna would ever do that, like there was no way I would have said that, I don't think, because I would think Rihanna would show her nipples. She does it all the time on Instagram, you know? So
I mean, yeah, she has a lingerie company.
Right. So my thing is that, like, I just don't think she would do that at a Lakers game.
Right.
Now, watch her go and do it at a Lakers game now, just to be like, ha.
I mean, yeah, she's the queen of just walking around with, like, a full-ass glass of, like, an actual glass of wine. So, like, I wouldn't put it past her to, like, show up to a Lakers game, like, half naked.
Yeah, no, I mean, to me, like, I just want to reiterate, like, you know, I'm not even against Lizzo trying to do all that stuff. Like, we went and saw her at a show. That shit was fun. And it was just a matter of, what's your, like, quick take on it, Solomon, of, like, what happened that
A couple
day?
of things. I definitely agree with you. I feel like there's a place and time, in my opinion. I will say that, of course, women have agency. I, as a man, can't tell you as a woman what to wear, when to wear it, how to wear it. So I just want to put that out there first. However, personally, I feel like the Lakers game is a family event. And that is something, although you're able to wear what you want to wear, I just feel like it was a little bit inappropriate when we're talking about families, we're talking about kids, and that was something that parents didn't expect to have to explain to their families. You know, if they were expecting to go to, you know, the Grammys or a show that is a little bit traditionally more provocative, I can understand. But no one was expecting for Lizzo to have her butt cheeks out, you know, in front of a stadium on a jumbotron.
Right. And I think another team actually like tweeted at her and being like, you can come here anytime.
Houston Rockets. She's from Houston, so I guess they were trying to capitalize off of that. But
Smart.
As far as Rihanna goes, I feel like it's two different situations. Rihanna was being honored at that said event, and it wasn't a Lakers game. You know, there weren't children there.
It's not like Rihanna's the first person to do, like, you know, show body parts at a, you know.
Those see-through dresses have been a thing since, like, Cher, like, in the 90s and things like that.
Right.
Also, can we just be clear that see-through is still different than having, like, exposing your actual buttocks?
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like that's a little bit different, but
yeah. So you consider the buttocks as the cheeks?
Buttocks.
The cheeks, obviously.
Well, I guess technically it was just her butt cheeks, but Rihanna, I feel like Rihanna's dress was a little bit more appropriate for the event. I feel like that it's all about place and time for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look what they did to Janet Jackson back in the day. Like,
We still haven't recovered from
right.
that. Yeah.
And that's a whole different conversation. People say Justin Timberlake got away pretty scot-free
Oh,
on
of
that.
course he did.
And they're almost, let's bring back, like, when we were talking about Justin Timberlake. You saw what happened with him a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
He gets away scot-free
Someone
with
was like,
everything.
I think it was Van Lathan, actually. He was like, oh, so you're going to tell me that that Justin Timberlake, you know, gets in a situation with a black woman and then he gets away scot-free and the black woman
Every time.
Every time. He was like,
I think it was Bette Miller who tweeted that because Justin apologized.
Yeah.
And then she comes back and was like, well, when is Janet Jackson going to get her?
dude, that's so funny.
That's so true,
But-
though. Poor Janet Jackson was, like, blackballed from the industry for years.
She was banned from, I think, all, like, Viacom or some like, programming for
Which,
a
like,
while.
and it wasn't her fault.
Yeah. But a lot of people
I
have
mean-
a theory that it was staged.
It was definitely staged.
Yeah.
The only excuse they have is to say that it was fake.
But
or it was like an accident.
Can I pose this question, though? That was in 2004. would that be as much of a scandal today as we're going into 2020? I feel like it wouldn't be.
Well, no, I don't know. It's FCC regulations. So, you know what I'm saying? That shit changed after she did that. But, like, she had, like, a nipple sticker on, too. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? You knew it was going to fall off if you had a nipple. That's why she didn't do full boob.
That's what people are saying. But I think it was supposed to expose her bra, but I think more just came out. But I don't know. That was.
I mean, you're going to tell me that, like, can I have you naked by the end of this song? Right, and then she's naked? That wasn't planned?
By the end of the song,
But it was the end of the song.
By the end of
they knew what they were doing. That was definitely planned. Right. Actually, the debate was going around the newsroom the other day. Very popular anchor there. Like, he was just going around, and people really think that it was an accident. You're like, you really? And he just like thinks it's so obvious that it's not an accident.
I will say this: I don't think the only reason why I don't think it was the only reason why I do think it's an accident is because Janet at that point in her career didn't need that type of controversy or whatever the case may be. So
I just thought they thought it was it was gonna be a fun, crazy, like, get the news, like when Viral was just coming out and stuff. Like they knew, like, they wanted to do something shocking.
I don't know, just like even like the looks on their faces makes it seem like it wasn't supposed to be like that full exposure. Yeah.
But what if they planned to make it look like an accident because they knew they were going to they knew they were going to get in trouble. Like, they knew, like, all right, can I show my titty on TV?
I think she was fined like $500,000 or something crazy.
Yeah, and I think they now have like a 30-second delay or something on live television because of that event. So there you go, guys. A little back in history.
So Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake created the 30-second delay.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yeah, fun fact.
Speaking of exposure of junk.
I love your segues sometimes.
This is my Jason Derulo junk update.
Okay, hold on a second. Are we going to make this the investigating? Future Bachelor investigates. Future Bachelor investigates.
Where is Jason Derulo's dick and cats?
Wait. Wasn't expecting that headline.
I was not either.
I was not either. Well, have you been seeing, like, what's been going on with him on social media?
Not so much, but I think
he had dropped like a thirst trap picture, like he was like in some like boxer briefs, all wet and stuff, and literally like his schlong was like, it was, like
you
what we look like when we
print.
but it was like it was big because like I think he like got a boner, like,
Oh, wow.
and then did it, and he's trying to say that he wasn't, like, he was like, this is
he
what I
was
look
at least
like.
maybe like 30% chub.
But it's just it's ridiculous. But anyways, what's going on now with this junk?
So he's in the horrifyingly like weird new movie Cats, based on the Broadway production, which is, as we saw from back when they did the first trailers of it, is creepy CGI effects of real people as cats. And he was
so ridiculous, this topic right now.
He was on the Andy Cohen radio show talking about how they definitely, because like this movie premieres this week, so like obviously like they were at the like premiere earlier this week, and he talked about how they definitely CGI'd the F out of his junk. Like he's like, like they definitely like made like blurred it out more in the
First of all, weird
movie.
Flex. Secondly,
you're a cat.
You're a cat. Why do you want a big dick cat?
So my question is like, why do we need to know that information?
Yo, that's what I'm saying. These people are crazy. Like they just like talking about it. And plus, he's probably like, he's trying to get ahead of like when Cats comes out after all that publicity about his like thirst trap. Like, where is it now, Jason? And he's trying to get ahead of it, like,
Because that was going to be the number one question people were going to leave out of the theater asking.
I don't know, dude. I
was looking.
She put it down on the outline. I didn't want to talk about this. I didn't want to talk about this. All right, we're moving along. What else we got? That'll be the last time we talk about his junk, unless it's not. No promises.
Shout out to Jason Derulo, though. I'm sure he needs the. I mean, because
no, in this house we don't like Jason Derulo.
What was the last Jason Derulo song?
Jason Derulo.
Maybe that's the problem.
No, this is an ongoing thing. I just don't like Jason Derulo.
Yeah. Okay, you gotta honestly. Okay, so Solomon, you gotta go listen to like episode I think 89.
I don't know, but Jason Derulo, I feel like his first song, "What You Say," was stolen from me.
Oh wow!
Like I made that song way before it came out. I know I only can say it because it happened.
Because
like
it's the truth.
I made that song and then like it was in the MySpace days where
Oh,
I feel like
no.
producers were and songwriters were just.
Solomon's
Oh wait, you're
face.
serious?
I am serious,
So
and
yeah,
I think
for all of our YouTube
I
watchers,
think the
Solomon's face
producer,
just went
someone
crazy.
heard my song.
We need to get Sai his publishing.
Yo,
ASAP. Where is your publishing?
I don't know how you can prove it.
Who do we need? I mean,
My publishing is like there was like early on, like in my career, and I'll show you afterwards, and it's pretty crazy. But
okay.
but
Wow.
I should do it like after the show
So
for
you
everyone.
could actually be a millionaire. Right?
Yeah, this should be something we write down for our
After
when we
the
started a
pod.
Patreon and stuff.
Yeah,
People are like, all right, this ongoing conversation, we'll take it to after the pod, you know. But
Okay, I'm writing it down.
but regardless, so yeah, that's my beef with Jason Derulo.
yeah,
But
he has.
I can't prove it, but I did know I made that song first, and then it came out.
Awesome.
It was a sample of Imogen Heap. It was like a very like it was a popular song, but it's been around for so long that what are the chances that like he samples it right after I do
Interesting.
in my like MySpace days?
Wow.
But you know, people are out there like, shut up, Sai. What do we
believe
got?
you, Sai.
Yeah, I thank you. I like your jaw dropped when I said it too, and I was like, thank you. Someone
No, I'm
understands.
trying to figure out who we need to sue.
Yo, let's get this money, dude. Let's get this money. All right, what do we got next? The Kardashians doing impressions of each other.
So they had their season finale
Mm-hmm.
recently, and a large part of it was like how the I mean, they're always fucking fighting. What else? Why else do they have a show?
Yeah.
But they like went on this like kind of like family retreat of sorts, and then for their last family dinner there, they all like did impressions of each other, especially like the ones that they were having like the most issues with at the time. And everybody, it's been all over the internet, but Kendall is like notoriously known as being like probably one of the blandest Kardashians. Because she doesn't have a lot of personality. But she really like showed some personality as she did Kylie for her impression, and like she like there's a lot of clips of her like in the wigs, like doing the whole like, well, that's how I started it. That's how I started Kylie Cosmetics. Like just overlining my lips and like
You're pretty good at it too.
going all over her lips. But it's just
Damn, that's messed up. Yeah, no, it was funny because like you could tell like they were all like they all hate each other. Like you know they're just family and they have to.
they're like the most. I mean, yeah.
They're like the only way we keep making
all on
money
the
is by being
payroll,
around
yeah.
each other. So I saw it. It was I don't know. Maybe I didn't see the same clips you did, but I wasn't too
I saw
impressed.
one clip and
They all act the same, so it's like you know.
right,
There's
and that was what I was gonna get to. It's just kind of like the impressions weren't that far fetched. I mean, just,
right.
you know.
I'm like, hold on a second. Is this
I
they're
felt like-
talking about doing an impression, or are they
Kendall-
actually in depression?
Kendall's was the only good one because I felt like everyone else I'm like okay, Kim, Courtney are like nearly the same.
No, what they
person.
would do is just like once in a while, like one of them would throw on a blonde wig, like you know, it's like who's gonna be the blonde one this
What
week?
tripped me out was when I think it was Courtney as Kim, and she said that it takes me 7 stylists to put on like
Just
sweats.
easy sweats. Yeah, that was funny.
That was funny.
That was
That was
good.
funny to me.
That is
true,
funny.
though.
It's funny that they're making fun of themselves in that sense.
Right.
That's true.
What else we got?
So You season 2 is coming out like the day after Christmas.
Okay,
which-
hold on. Have you guys seen? That's a smart day to put out a show.
Well,
to
yeah,
binge
because
watch.
everyone's like kind of bored and at home,
yeah,
and
with the
like
family.
And that was a
Yeah.
poppin' one. But have you guys seen that show?
I've seen like the first couple episodes of first season. I still need to
Same.
finish it.
Yeah.
Same.
So if you guys haven't seen it, it's about you know, it's like kind of like this age that we're in of social media, and like you know, all of our information is out there, and we don't like it kind of shows the danger of how much like we post, how much a person can post can really like if you're ever exposed to a stalker, they could really get a lot of information like where you're gonna be. They can pick like you know your habits out of
Right.
things. Like if you're posting the same thing, like I go to this gym every Tuesday and
Right.
Thursday and stuff. They know where you're at, you know. So this is about like a love story of this guy that loves this girl, you know, and but is essentially stalking her at the same time, and how he has to balance like being her stalker and also you know falling in love with her and stuff. So
He pretended that their first time meeting was at the coffee shop. Is that?
I actually like this is the thing that I have a problem with these Netflix shows, and when you binge
don't-
watch
yeah,
them,
it's hard to remember.
I never remember.
Yeah,
So it's
no.
like,
That's why.
and I don't want to
can't
watch
binge
them again.
things.
I
That's
feel
with
like it's a waste
shows
of time.
in general.
Yeah.
Like, especially like premium shows. Like I hate watching like 10 episodes and then you don't come back for a year. And I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Well, I think
I
the
know.
biggest thing that he was doing was just manipulating her life,
Right.
so she would naturally find
Follow-
him.
okay,
Like
got
you
it.
know what I'm saying. So it's like.
a sociopath.
Right, no, but I'm saying like you know, like do things like you know in like you know cause things to happen like oh
Right.
now her tire's flat so she's
Right.
gonna have to stop and like
Some Ted
he's
Bundy
like,
shit.
Yeah, and he's like yeah exactly. I mean that's what Ted Bundy was.
Yeah.
I mean honestly I didn't even think about it. That is like
No, yeah.
I mean he's actually yeah I don't want to give anything
Yeah.
away but watch
Yeah.
the show. I did you see the trailer?
Yeah, the trailer's creepy as fuck.
Okay, yeah, no, I gotta see this.
So watch the okay, if like this is your jam, if like you're kind of like
This is not an ad either.
if
so.
you're like pseudo into like it's kind of like, you know, for all the like true crime junkies, it's like but like true crime but make it like a fictional show.
Yeah.
So it's like just watch it.
All right. Well, I kind of put this one on here because it was pretty interesting. I thought.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we talk about dating all the time.
Indeed.
And I went to Piedmont Park earlier this week with my new friend Casey, and
New friend.
she had sent me this
Wink.
link about this. Cut it out, all right? This
it out.
I'm just trying to I'm trying to run a show here. The DNA dating app that they have. Can you explain it? Because
Yeah,
you made me
so
lose my
it's
train
called
of thought.
Pheromore, kind of like a play on the word pheromones and amour.
Nice.
And
okay.
so Solomon's like, whoa.
Light bulb.
So for a quick easy payment of $19.99
And then a monthly fee.
of $10.
Yeah.
You get, you know, a little swab kit. You swab your cheeks. You send it back.
What cheeks? I'm just joking.
God damn it.
You know, Lizzo.
Shout out to Lizzo.
Yo, hold on.
Truth hurts. Good as hell. Juice. Shout out.
That's hilarious. All right, so you pretty much swab your mouth.
Yeah, and you send it in, and it like gives you some sequencing. So it's combining like your personality traits, like, you know, things you'd probably put on a regular dating app, as well as like things brought in by your genes.
Okay.
So
the reason why she sent me this, we had a conversation
Yeah.
about like the chemistry of different people's bodies, like
Yeah.
you know,
Gosh.
yeah. I mean, saying like it can even get so down to like physical as like us like swapping like DNA
See,
to where it doesn't. What?
I just feel like we're getting like we're thinking too much about, and this is just my personal opinion. Like,
Yeah.
what happened to the like? I think you're attractive. You think I'm attractive. Like, let me, you know, get your number. You can, you know,
Can
like,
we-
let's have
can
a
we
conversation.
talk?
Can we talk? Shout out to Tevin.
Call back.
I just feel like we're thinking too much into this now.
That's I
with
feel like this app is a
technology.
gimmick, but
Yeah.
like what I'm saying though is that like just like you might like some people might have like a peanut allergy or something like that.
Okay.
I think we have to be a little bit more careful about what we put in our bodies.
Okay.
Whether that's somebody else, you
I
know,
mean, no, that's
spit.
fair.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
fair,
Like that's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
That is
like
true. That is
Yeah.
true.
so that's where like the conversation started from, and because like she had an example. I'm not gonna put all the business out, but like there was an example of a time like you know where that it didn't turn out right because like you know it just she doesn't know or whatever like that, and I think it has to do with like people it might be in their hygiene or you know what you know they might be missing in their body or something like that affects somebody else.
Okay.
I'm not talking about like diseases or anything like that, but like
I mean, what would be an example?
like
I'm like, how can we?
no, I can't really talk about it.
I mean, no, not her situation, but
yeah,
just
I don't know.
I'm just
I
curious.
can't really come up with another
Well, I'm
example.
just curious as to why.
All right, so like say you like all right, this is not the example, but say you like made out with someone and then for some reason like you got like this crazy like or you
Sore throat
or something like
Or maybe
that.
like you then got like
Or-
halitosis, not actual halitosis, but you
wow.
got like some bad breath kind of stuff.
Right, or something like you know,
Yeah.
saying your chemistry of your body is not mixing right with somebody else's chemistry, and I think
that happens.
that
That
could
happens,
happen. Like
yeah.
you know, what I'm saying like I don't know, like or like you know maybe when I sleep next
But
to
I
this
feel like
person, I
there's
get
a-
like super itchy.
Call me old fashioned,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like there's also an art to like figuring those things out versus like an app, in my opinion.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure, dude.
But-
Do you do dating apps?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. But
Is it what's your reason?
well, I
don't do dating apps really much either, but
one thing about me, just dating aside, I'm all about personal, like direct, like I'm that guy. Like I
Yeah.
want to talk to you like one-on-one, like get to know you one-on-one, just in friendships, relationships, whatever the case may be. I don't even like really talking on the phone. Like I'd rather talk to you in person.
Okay.
Like, I'm that person. Like I just want to talk to you face to face.
such an appropriate song you picked earlier.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, there's a theme
Yeah.
with Can We Talk, but I've just never, and a lot of it could just be that I'm just like old fashioned and just, you know, just stuck in my ways. I feel like with social media in general, it's easy to put what the good things about us.
Yeah.
You know, you only see what we want you to see, right? Like
it's almost like the opposite of the stalker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're putting the stuff there so they could stalk that part of you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's true. And then like people don't realize that stuff stays out there forever too. And you know, I've just never been a fan of it, but I'm sure a lot of people have gotten married, have families. So I'm not gonna knock the process. I mean, everybody has to find love in the way that makes sense for them.
Right.
For me personally, that has not been my journey so far.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's something genuine about even if like you introduce me to someone or I introduce you to someone, there's still like, you know,
they're vouching.
Yeah,
kinda,
I mean, it's just something.
You don't introduce people a lot of the times that you don't fuck with.
Yeah,
right?
like you got a little bit of skin in the game.
Yeah,
usually,
so
man.
it's like a reference.
Yeah. So it's just something more genuine about that process for me, and I
actually never thought about it that way. Actually, but I mean, that's generally how I meet people is through other people. Like you know, that's how I get it too. Like you know,
because I also want to point out somebody can be great online but could be crazy as hell like in person.
For real.
And I need to know that before we even, you know, meet, because even through conversation, DMs, all of that, you can be the perfect match, but when we meet you could be, you know,
no, not even after the meeting. It's like you guys could hang out twice or 3 times and the third time it goes bad. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You could be the killer.
Yo, for real. Like,
no, for real.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a theme. That's
you also have to look
season
at
2,
like you said, going back to you. I now know everything that you like, what you don't like, because you've already put it online. So now I can kind of curate our, you know, dating process based on what you already put online. So is that really a genuine? You know,
to piggyback off that, you know, I say I don't use dating apps, but the weird thing is I use Instagram like my dating app and like my texting, like, you know, how I flirt and stuff. Like, you know, if I'm not doing it in person.
Instagram is like the biggest dating app, I would say.
So
honestly.
Exactly.
I trust Instagram a little bit more than the others. Like as far as what is it, like Tinder?
Yeah, like Bumble and all that stuff. But you know, the thing is that like I've been like, you know, talking to people and like setting up like you know, meeting up with girls or something like that. And my friend's like, where are you like getting these girls' numbers and stuff like that? And I'm like the thing is, it's like I use my Instagram to kind of like get people to get a sense of me. Like, yes, it's like my highlight reel of things, but like it has a good like mix of my music and my podcast and my pictures, like you know. So it's like I use it like you know to show people a side of me so they can like. It's like my best foot forward, you know what I'm saying? It's like my resume pretty much, being like, look at my resume. I'm cool. Look, I got friends, like, you know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff. So I think it is like an icebreaker in a sense, though. Because do you think you could maybe like not waste as much time if you had a whole, you know, that to look at?
I like wasting time. I love time. Like I value time spent with someone. So to me,
ladies, he's single.
To me, that is one of the things that I value most in that process is getting to know someone, spending time with someone. Really, just you know, I like not knowing everything about you before I meet you,
right?
Because I want to find those things out, and I want you to tell me those things. Like if I already know everything about you when we meet, then what's the fun in, you know? So
I agree.
That's just me.
I agree. But do you think you could see something there that you wouldn't like? Like, is there? That,
I mean,
like,
always. You're always gonna find.
Not to get in,
like,
like, you know, to a like a other main topic, but like, you think that you could like avoid like a person if you like saw like a couple things, you're like, oh hell no, like you know what I'm saying?
That is true.
You just like skip a whole thing,
like a vetting process,
right?
Like,
there has to be like some type of like, you know.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, because. You know, there's things I would see on someone's account. I'd be like, I know that, like, we're not gonna like, you know, this.
We're not gonna vibe. She
right.
really loves eating cheese out of a bag.
But you know what though,
Shots fired.
I agree with the vetting process.
Hell.
You should do a little bit of research. However, me personally, everybody's not like this. I have great discernment. Like I am a big reader of energy. I can tell from most of the time, like it's probably been 90% for me. 10% of the time I could be wrong.
You're like an X-Man.
But yeah, like I even with friends, whatever relationships, whatever the case may be, from the minute sometimes you don't even have to speak to me. I can just tell by an aura, like how you are as a person and what type of vibe you get. I'm very big on energy.
Yeah.
Even like in spaces, like if I feel like the energy isn't right, I'm leaving.
Yo.
So you're like an empath.
Yeah, like I'm out of the room. Like if I feel like the space isn't, you know, productive and
that's good, man. You know, because people don't like like hit those like tap into those
bro,
feelings and stuff.
Always.
And those are usually the feelings like that gut feeling,
Yeah.
like I shouldn't be here and stuff. Like that's good.
So to my point, I feel like I'm great at really, from the first encounter, I can tell if you're batshit crazy or if you're cool. Like, most of the time I can. So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to remember that when I'm like, I'm not sure about this girl. Can you meet her, Solomon? And
I'll let you know, and I'll keep it real.
Hey,
with you.
but because I introduced you, you're like, okay, now it's fair game though, because you like Sai wouldn't introduce me to her. I'm just joking.
I'm that friend that will tell you like straight up, like I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything.
That's
like,
what's up,
the
man.
vibe
It's a
isn't
good
right,
friend to
but,
have.
Yeah.
So this is an ongoing thing. Obviously, Veronica's a huge fan of Chance the Rapper. Are you a big fan of him?
I'm not a big fan, but I respect his music for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You're
I'm
a
not a
low
big
key
fan.
hater.
I'm not a low-key hater.
No, I
he's
am.
a hater.
Like, what did I-
No, I am
He
because
has a
like
few bops.
I think like he like was really trying to capitalize on being like the nicest guy in hip hop. Like he was trying.
I don't like you
Like-
saying that, but okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
he's
his brand.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
he was
nice,
trying to.
the good guy.
Yeah, but like but it's like he's like the reformed good guy because like he was.
That doesn't
like,
make him any better of a guy because he used to be bad.
No,
or
I'm not
something.
saying that, but I'm just saying like it's just like he like he found God, made some gospel rap.
Yeah,
Living his
and
truth.
well, it's not making.
Love supporting the Shy City.
Okay, well that being said, he cancels his tour.
Yeah, which
Low
he
ticket
already had postponed it
Let's
because
talk about
of
it.
Yeah, let's talk
he
about
already
it.
had postponed
She's
it because
gonna,
of
like,
his
I think we should have the
defend.
conversation.
his daughter's birth, and then he
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Now he's canceling it and saying he's taking time to spend time with his family. It just was a lot with rescheduling.
Can I ask you a question though? Like, who? And this is no knock, no shade to anybody, but like, are we? And I know that's your guy, but are we really going to sit through a Chance the Rapper concert?
No.
And that's my thing. Like, the music is great. She's looking
I've
at me
seen
like,
I've been to one of his concerts, but
Are
it
they-
was
how is
Coloring
it?
Book. It was
yeah,
great.
that's a great.
See, that was
insight,
why
yeah.
it was good, and like I had friends who went to like he did the whole like coloring book thing at the Sox Field in Chicago, and like that was a great like he knows how to like gather the right people.
Right. I was gonna say that's important to know your fan base because to kind of similar situation, I never thought that I would like J. Cole
I love
live.
J. Cole.
I saw him at Made in America a few years back and was the performance of the night. So
Yeah.
it kind of just depends.
I'm sure he puts on a good show,
yeah.
but the thing is that like, for me, I just feel like he was leaning into something that like I feel like Lizzo. It might happen to Lizzo too. Like saying you lean into something that actually gets you popular. Like
Yeah.
people like it for a second, but then you go too hard into that.
Well, let me ask
and
you
then
this: like, were the venues big venues or were they small venues? Because
I think they were big. I think that was like a stadium.
yeah, like
tour.
like they
See,
kind of like put
yeah.
Chance kind of got put up in this like echelon
I know,
of like
yeah.
Kanye West and all these people that he raps with. He was kind of like, but then the music that wasn't like holding up to like that, like his
That is
stature
true.
and stuff. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, I also hate this. I mean, you see this time and time again when
Yeah.
people have to cancel their tour.
It's so sad.
Yeah, and I mean, Nicki Minaj did it, but you know what I like? T-Pain did it, and he
T-Pain
actually
was honest.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was actually honest about it.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, dude, like, I messed up like with the promotion. The last time we did this tour, everyone it was killer. This time, like I, kind of had a little more hands-off thing, so the
Yeah.
people weren't running my business right, and the ticket sales were low, and that's why I'm canceling this.
But-
so I don't want to give you guys like, I know that's
Yeah.
your hard-earned money,
Yeah.
and so
I respect.
I respect that.
Yeah. I would say this though: if I was Chance, because to be quite honest with you, and I do a really good job of keeping up with hip hop and all
No,
of
I
this
know.
stuff. I had no idea this man was even on tour.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I even said
Well,
this
that's
on
because
this
his album
podcast, like,
flopped, because his album flopped.
I mean, and I liked parts of his.
It was supposed to
recent
be
album,
huge, and it wasn't.
and it wasn't.
His
But I
tour was supposed to
literally
be off of
didn't
that.
know when he was going on tour.
And this is what, if I was on his team, what I would have done. Sometimes people have to have an honest conversation where you are in your career. Everybody's not, when it comes to, because I feel like there's a difference between being a recording artist and a touring artist, like a successful touring artist. Not everybody's going to sell out stadiums like Beyonce and Taylor Swift and
Or Ariana
Bruno
Grande.
Mars, Ariana Grande, all of these huge stars, because we know Beyonce for her tours, and we know we're gonna have a show, and whatever the case may be. When I think of Chance the Rapper, I'm not thinking performer, like great, stage presence, But I could just be naive because I'm not huge on Chance. However, this is what I would have done if I was on his team. back in the day, do you guys remember when all the rappers would like come together and go on tour like as a group? Like you would have like Future, Drake, Meek Mill, like all of these.
Even before that, it'd be like Eminem, 50 Cent,
exactly.
It, like,
that's what I would have done. Like I don't know what group of people would have fit with Chance, but that's something that I feel like
all the people that he got as his features or something like that. Like he has like good ideas. Like the ideas were good there, but the songs just weren't. Like and that's a huge part of it. If you're not like Post Malone, like the thing is these artists come out of nowhere. Lizzo, they're just like they're called like plants. You know what I'm saying?
Plants,
so they like you find them and then like a label will like bump them up to like in the forefront. Little Nas X, but some people like Little Nas X, and Chance the Rapper. Once they get to that, they don't get to like Post Malone. Like Post Malone is doing it right. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he's making music that is and it's different and that is people like and stuff. And
that is what drives ticket sales. Like make sure that you have a hit song that everybody because I feel like Lizzo, she had like 3 songs like that were in the top 10 within the past several months. Like that consistency is what is going to, because to be honest, like months ago I would have never even thought about Lizzo or going to a Lizzo concert. Would I go now? Probably not, but I have more interest in going because now I know a lot of the popular songs and it would probably be a good time because she's always in the headlines. Her songs are always being played, and I feel like with Chance, although like he has become a fixture in hip hop.
Like he was just on that Netflix show,
Rhythm and Flow.
So like they're just throwing him right there next to T.I. and Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I like her there because at least she's entertaining. But what the hell is Chance the Rapper? Like, what has he done to be the judge of this?
That
like, I mean, I would see him more as the host of the show. Like, just being like.
I don't even see that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I don't know. I thought it was interesting. We said it here, like, if his album flopped, like, that could be, it's hard to come back.
Did it flop?
Yeah, man. Like, it didn't do numbers and, like, it just wasn't it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't
it. It didn't have any replay value.
Yeah.
But I would say.
I mean, I tried to listen.
Hot Shower is, like, the only one that has replay value. I hear it on
I tried to listen to it. Like, I gave it a chance, but no pun intended. But, but yeah, we'll move along. Let's skip this one. Let's go to the bottom one.
All right. So, Kumail Nanjiani, who is known from being in Silicon Valley.
He's so funny.
He posted his post on Instagram this week went crazy. So he posted a thirst trap, and he even said he's like, I never thought I'd be one of those people who'd post a thirsty shirtless, and it's him. It's actually a guy.
Damn, I'm trying to get like him. Holy crap! With like he didn't have to Photoshop his dick print in it.
But anyways, looking jacked, looking great, and he goes on to talk about how he's like, a year ago I found out I was going to be in Marvel's Eternals, and I decided I wanted to transform the way I looked. I would have not have been able to do that if I didn't have a full year with the best trainers and nutritionists paid for by the biggest studio in the world. I'm glad I look like this, but I understand why I've never did before. It would have been impossible without these resources and time. And so then he shouts out all of his nutritionists, like trainers, things like that, and shouts out his wife, who I think the best part of this post was everybody in the comments being all like, "Nice job, Emily," because
she saw that, she's like, "Damn, okay." She saw the potential before that.
She's like, worth it.
But that's so true. Like, saying this is a cool post. This is a cool post. Like, I'm saying, like I'm in the moment of like trying. You're a physical person, like you like to work out. I'm like got a trainer and stuff, but like
I would love to have a trainer.
Well, the thing is, like even having a trainer, he's like telling you this is not a normal trainer. He's got like somebody waking him up, probably someone food feeding him.
Like he's got a whole he's got a team of people.
When you're gonna be in a Marvel movie, like it's go time, like So I appreciate
and he
him.
has the time to do it. Like you have a job,
right? I mean, and it's like it's not that important for me. I'm doing it to be healthy. Like he's doing it to be on camera. Right. And I get that. And, I like how he's like, I couldn't have done this. I know why I haven't looked like this is because, like, now I know what it takes. Right. It takes all these things behind the scenes that you guys don't see. And, I haven't eaten, like, like all that type of stuff. So, Yeah, that's awesome. He looks great. I hope I can look like that one day.
Yeah, but
And I hope I'm in a Marvel movie.
Don't we all?
Yeah, right?
yeah, but yeah, it definitely went crazy. Everybody has been talking a lot about it,
Yeah.
but it definitely is. It's a good message that he, rightfully
Was honest
says,
about it,
like,
yeah.
yeah, like obviously, like this isn't attainable for like the average Joe
Right.
because the average Joe doesn't have all these
And
resources.
I feel like
all
that's
the time.
important for more celebrities to kind of speak out on because we see the perfect bodies, we see the perfect image, and they
Yeah,
just
like the
kinda-
Kardashians are like the opposite of that.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, I've never had any work done. Like, what? Are you serious? Like that? Yeah, that was my impression of Courtney doing an impression of Kim.
Yeah.
But oh my god.
Oh my God, Ronnie!
Yeah,
And
that was a
could
whole
you
different-
imagine like how many young girls probably look up to the Kardashians?
Oh, there's
and
so many
It
of
would
them.
probably be more authentic if they were more real about their surgeries, and I
It's
don't.
not even girls though. Like even guys are unrealistic about like
What girl?
like what we
girl-
want. Like
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's like not affecting just girls. It's
that is
affecting
true.
guys.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's true.
And
Yeah.
think about it, like because, and then like the '90s, since we're in the '90s,
Ooh.
think about it. It wasn't about like booty. It was about boobies. Like you know what I'm saying? When they realized like, oh
I
my
mean, like
goodness,
Sir Mix-a-Lot, like that's what the whole
Yeah.
song is about. It's
Well-
about like don't lose that ass, even though like
It was-
all
it
of
was-
media is telling you to not have one.
yeah, but like that was even before its time. Like it wasn't even when that song dropped. It was for the people that already had big butts, but it
Right.
wasn't like it was a black man saying that we like big butts. But
Right.
that wasn't until like white people started like wanting big butts and stuff
Yeah.
that it was like
Shout out to black women.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
shout out to
I'll get an air
J-Lo.
horn.
She's been
Well, that's what I was getting to. It's like it wasn't like it was like Pamela Anderson, all that stuff, and then J
It
Lo
was
came
cool
along.
to be slim and petite in the 90s.
It wasn't until J Lo came that people were like
J-Lo
booty.
changed the game. She created Google Images. Shout
Yo.
out to
she
J-Lo.
did. She did.
But yeah,
Yeah, so
Great
no,
shit.
for real, man. Yeah, this body stuff is crazy because that's all we think about. We're always posting on Instagram, so we want to like. I know I have like a bunch of pictures with like famous people because I like weird flex, but because I like worked for the company in radio. So like after that, I was like super fat back then,
Right.
so I don't even want to show people like.
you did show me a picture of you.
Remember?
Back
Oh,
in the day,
shit.
and I did not recognize you for sure.
Dude, you're like, holy crap! It was with like Tory Lanez.
But we also talked
Tory
about.
Lanez.
Yeah.
Yes, we also talked about though in that same conversation that for some reason, and if you've noticed, back in the day when you hit like 30, 35, you were considered old, kind of, unhealthy. These days, 30-year-olds look like the 20-year-olds. And I think it's because that everybody is so into their health now.
Yeah.
And not
We were
just for
talking about
not
this.
just for vanity reasons, but like we're so much more in tune with our health.
My point was,
Yeah.
I think I was saying to you is that like we're available to more information now. We can
that-
like look up and see how
But
bad
not
things
only-
are for
but
us.
Not only the information, we have access to each other more now. Like
Yeah.
I see how you look every single day now because of social media, right? And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm like, Sai is like in the gym, like that's motivating me to get in the gym because I'm not trying to let like Sai leave me on the sidelines. And so
I feel you.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
what we're doing. We're
Yeah.
trying to keep up with like
Keep
you know.
up with each
I think
other,
that's I think we're like molding a bunch of our main topics
Yeah.
right now. But like
Yeah, we are.
that goes into like healthy and unhealthy like social media habits. Like is that a healthy one? That, like the same thing could be actually unhealthy.
but it
like,
can be unhealthy at the same time
you know?
because like I feel like in some ways it can be motivating, but in a lot of ways, am I comparing myself to every other person on my timeline, or should I just be happy with how I look?
Right.
And so I think you have to find a balance of like motivation and also just like not trying to worry about like trying to be perfect because you think that everybody else is perfect, which in their minds they aren't perfect.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I
then
mean?
they're
So-
probably like, way worse off than you because they've
Right.
been doing it too. You know,
Yeah.
so my thing also is like, what if like oh shit, I lost my train of thought. I mean, it goes as far. What was I gonna think?
I don't know.
Damn it. What were we just talking? Oh, I mean, it does because like, and to go back to the point of being healthy and stuff, like, that's why I quit. Like, people are quitting cigarettes. Like,
Yeah.
smoking was
now
so
they
popular.
gotta quit the vaping too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the thing is because there's more information about the cigarettes now.
Right.
Those are gonna kill you.
Right.
Back then, like when they were first coming out, like
Right.
they were telling you
Yeah,
they were
like
healthy.
the
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people
Yeah.
were pregnant and smoking, and
Yeah.
airplanes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine like someone?
We're just so much more in tune now, even from like how we take care of our skin, I know, like, I don't drink sodas. Like, that's a big thing. Like, we don't drink sodas anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I like all the seltzer waters are like super big now.
Absolutely. Like, we're so big on drinking our water, taking care of our skin, you know, going to the gym, working out.
Do you think we'll ever get to an age where, and I think we're already kind of at, like, getting, like, at the beginning, but do you think we'll get to an age where, like, people get hip to drinking? Like, how it's unhealthy, too?
I feel like we already kind of are.
Yeah.
Now... Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, yeah, I've just seen like stuff like written about how there's like more and more like of like sober movements of like people being like.
I know I think about it all the time. Like I think about like I wish I just didn't drink. Like
I think we'll get more into like a social drinking society. That's pretty much where I'm at already. Like I'm not. I do like to have a glass of wine here and there, but as far as like hard liquor goes, it's not like I'm just at home like downing some Crown, you know, every night.
But if you're going, I know. But
you know, but I feel like we're gonna probably because we do care so much. I know I have seen people. I'm not gonna name names, but you know, family members who you know have like beer guts and things like that. I'm just kind of looking like, okay, that's what I don't want for me. So I don't even drink beer like that, and I do enjoy beer, but I'm like, I don't want to drink it to the point where like I have a gut. Yeah. And the thing about aging and our diet is that it's so much easier for us now because we're younger to like, you know, lose the weight, and you know, we don't have the stress of a family and things like that. It gets so much harder when you're in your, you know, late 30s, early 40s, your 50s. Like the weight's not going to come off like that, you know. And so the goal really is to like take care of yourself as early as you can to prevent a lot of you know, those health issues that you can kind of get later on. So
no, for sure, man. I just hate being physical. Like I'm not a physical person, but that's why I have to pay for a trainer.
It's the
because
worst.
It keeps me accountable and stuff. And you know, and it's more about like being healthy and staying, you know, alive. Like we have like the possibility of living to 100 now, they say.
I don't want to live that long.
I don't either. But
well, what if like, I mean, why not?
Because
I have no reason to.
Yeah. Well,
like especially like I feel like because your brain starts to go. Like your body might be okay, but your brain is gonna start to go.
I'll say this, and I don't want, you know, I want to live as long as I can because I don't want to like, you know, that's God's plan. However, I just, you know, I see older people and I'm just like, wow, like it just doesn't. They're probably happy though, so let me not like speak for them.
I mean, it's just life though, like, you know what I'm saying?
It's life, but I also kind of feel like, you know, I'll say this. The track that we're going, I feel like we're going to be healthier longer. And so I feel like 80 is probably going to be like what 50s are, 60s are now. So I will say that. But I just, here's my thing. I don't want to live to 100 and be miserable every day. Like, can't feed myself.
Yeah,
can't go to the
once
bathroom.
I start losing my facilities, I want to be gone.
Yeah, because I mean, it's,
I don't want to be
tough.
around.
Like my grandma, you know, passed away last year, and she was dealing with Alzheimer's, and you know, I kind of saw like that process, and it was just very difficult for her and the family, and so you know, it's pretty tough. But then to Sai's point, it's life, and you can't take away the moment spent with your loved ones too. So I can see kind of, you know, both sides. You know, I'm not trying to die tomorrow, guys.
No, I feel you, man. Yeah, I think it's gonna be crazy that it's just crazy. Like, what is it? Because we've gotten smarter about like our health? Is that why we're living longer?
Well, we just care.
Or because we have the medicine, or is it because of
medicine,
like, technology?
Obviously, medicine and technology are big ones. I mean, like if we were back in the day, like we'd be old right now, like 25 to 30s. We'd be old because like we were only expected to live until like 40s because like some sort of illness would kill us off.
Wow. And
my parents are in their mid 50s and they're just as vibrant as they were in their late 30s. I mean, I just feel like it's a different time for sure. And social media technology keeps us, because I think about that all the time. It's like we're so like smart and we're able to learn things a little bit more quicker. And the good thing about our generation is that we keep up like with everything because that's just naturally how our minds think now. And so I think it's going to be interesting to see us as parents with grown, like, let's say we're in our 40s and 50s with 25-year-olds.
Dude, I saw this one like video of it was like 5 generations. Like literally it was this Asian people. You saw that? I watched it like a bunch of times because it blew my mind that like how many lives were lived in this lineage of men.
Baby.
And it was just like, ba, ba, ba. And they all like went like that. But it was like, each of them, like, just the next one up, like, had a life. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then his dad, who was the grandfather, he had a life. And they're all, like, still, like, going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To do that joke in that video. Like, that's incredible, man.
It's a blessing.
That could be us, literally.
It will be.
No, it can't be. Like, I should have already had a kid by now. Those guys were like, you know, fucking like right away and having kids. Like, there's no way. The only way that can happen is like if they're like right at 16 having kids or something. Like, something's happening.
God.
But right, think about it. The math is just not there. Like,
The math is just
unless
not
they're like
there.
time traveling and like I don't know. But where are we, V? I kind of lost my
So
place.
it's yikes moment time.
Okay, what made you go yikes this week, V?
So there was a big story. It was like kind of viral.
Sorry.
It's okay.
All right, let's bring it back.
So it was a viral story in the Bronx. This 16-year-old teenage girl, Carol Sanchez, was kidnapped right in front of her mom, and like her mom was even like trying to like fight her kidnappers and everything, and like people like were spreading it, being like, you know, like, we're looking for Carol Sanchez. She was picked up here in the Bronx, like blah 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 blah. Or it is whatever. Like, do you see her? Like, DM it, like call us, whatever. Crime Stoppers. They found her at a park. Like she went back to like a police station, everything like that. And she was she presented herself to the police like shooken up, but she, I guess, told the police that the kidnapping right now the kidnapping is supposedly all a hoax, and she was doing it as an attempt to get away from her overprotective mother, who is potentially trying to move the family back to their native Honduras. So she
Yikes. I don't know. That's all I got.
she planned a kidnapping with her mom present to like get her like to almost.
So the mom was in on this?
No.
Oh, okay.
She was trying to escape her mother.
Okay.
She was trying to escape.
She just Jesse Smollett this thing.
Jussie Smollett's impact for sure.
Yo, damn, the ripples.
Yeah. So definitely, it's not like not everything's super confirmed, but like she was like, it's like says like unnamed police sources say that Carol Sanchez told them that it.
So people were saying from the get-go that it just seemed fishy, especially because she was found so soon. Typically in those situations,
like
especially
she, like just like from a park.
Dude,
especially with
the thing about cops, they identify, you know, things about people. Like
Right.
I'm sure they're being trained now since the Jussie Smollett thing, especially, but probably even before that, it's been a problem of people making things up, and like you know, so off the bat they have like questions they'll ask you,
Right.
and if they like. They know, like, in most kidnapping situations, a person wouldn't do this. So it's like
Right.
when the things start like adding up, you're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
So, and they can't even like they talk circles around their own story, and when they ask like by like 3 different people, their stories are are inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? So those are like factors they probably do. But, you know, as far as this goes, like I think, you know, geez, like. People got issues, man.
I think the bigger.
You think they're gonna get away with it?
Well, no. I think the bigger conversation is
what's the goal?
what was happening at home, right? Like what made you
go through these hoops?
Well, if I lived in
Right.
America, I wouldn't want to go live in Honduras. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying?
I have also seen that, like, you know, she's saying overprotective. A lot of people are saying like abusive, maybe maybe there was abuse there. She was trying to escape that, but the fact that here's my only issue with the situation. You have so many, you know, people that are kidnapped, especially young black girls. When we talk about, you know,
all the sex trafficking.
Yeah,
here
sex
in
trafficking,
Atlanta,
especially here in Atlanta. Yeah.
So
and
so you're taking something serious,
right?
A
and
serious
so,
subject, and you're like, this is not good for black
it's
girls.
Not,
like,
it's
you know
not,
what I'm saying?
It's not good. Well, it's not good for anybody, but because she is a young woman of color, I'm just kind
It's
of
that crying wolf thing. Like,
yeah, it's crying wolf, because when a young black girl is actually kidnapped, are we going to, you know?
Because it's already an issue. Like, I mean,
Right.
we've talked about it back with the whole R. Kelly stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's already like that population. Like, people don't take it seriously. That
Absolutely.
like when they're like kidnapped or things or like whatever.
Yeah.
Because if they're not like a pretty little white girl, like people.
I mean, the same thing with the Jussie Smollett case. Like, it's
Exactly,
like, dude, people really do get like, you know, beat up or
He
like,
maintains
you know.
his innocence, by the way.
Well, all right. Well, where do you fall on this? I mean, I guess it's like prove it until proven guilty.
I think he staged it.
Yeah.
Oh, for
But
sure.
I just find it odd.
It just hurts me. that
I
they
feel
did.
like there was a lot of holes in the story on both ends as far as like police and his story though. So
Oh, yeah.
you know, I I would like to believe. Like I wanted to believe him. I think we all wanted to.
But the way he walked into court, though, do you remember that? It was like a movie.
Yeah, the whole thing was just.
It was like literally like he was like, "This is gonna be there's going to be a Jussie Smollett movie, and that's gonna be like huge, probably." But all right, well. We kind of like started talking about a main topic. We're gonna talk about a little bit about, dating in secret until it's real. You guys heard of this? Like people doing this these days? Like, I don't know. So just to preface it,
give some context.
When I was in a relationship and it wasn't like always good. It was a lot of ups and downs, So when it's up, it's like you really like it. But when it's down, you're sitting there like for a week complaining to your friends and family about this person. And they did all this stuff. And you want to go to those people because, they comfort you. They can give you advice. But you never listen to that advice. And you go back. And then when you do get back, things are good. And then you want to like go and like tell like your friends about how good it was. And then now your friends are like, I hate her. Like, saying like she's bad for you. Like, and all this stuff. And then, so then, you're going to go through how you go through it, right? You should listen to these people, but no one ever listens to anyone's advice. They just like, learn from experience. Right. So my question is like, and what was been putting out there, I know someone that's like an advocate right now, a friend of mine, and she's like, I'm only going to date in secret because like she feels like people judge her on the guy she picks. And, and usually it's because like, these people probably date, I'm not saying her, but like people probably have a type. A bad
or
type.
like a bad pattern, like a toxic pattern.
Like you only go for guys that like have tattoos and usually just like been to prison or something like that. Like, to it's like whatever it is. Like it could be anything. What do you think of the tactic? Do you think it's better to like date somebody in secret and just wait until and see if it's like real, or should you expose this person to your expose them to your friend group and your people to see, like. I've been in the situation before where you bring a girl around. Like bringing a girl around your friends is different than when you're by yourself. But it does tell you that like this girl can't hang with your friends. Like, and you want to be around your friends, right?
Oh yeah. Well, you're asking me.
Yeah, that's a lot of questions. Well, I don't even know what I'm asking, but react.
I mean, so for me personally, I'm a typically private person. Mm-hmm. And my answer is probably going to be way different than you guys because I do feel like, one, your relationship is just for you and the people that are in their relationship. However, of course, eventually you'll probably be around friends and just because that's just how life is, right? You're going to be around other people. Yeah. You will want your friends to like whoever you're with. I don't necessarily think you have to date in secret. Like we're like dodging, people.
Yeah, like
I think
crawling out of windows.
I think that's a little extreme.
Well, I think it's depending on the situation you're in. Like if you've ever been in a relationship, like you talk to your boys or like your family about like See,
I already don't do that. Like I mean, I feel like if you know, like that's just kind of how I've always been. But like I'm not the type of person, and I know we're in this big like social media age where it's just like it's not official if it's not on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Like why you hiding me?
But what I've learned in being in a relationship is that sometimes so here's the thing about when you put your relationship out there on these social platforms, you only put out when your relationship is great, like the perfect happy couple.
Of course, yeah.
Like I'm not gonna put on.
You even
Facebook
do that when it's like bad. You'll do that even when it's bad.
Well, some people do, but not me. Like, I mean, not the typical person that's going to be like, "Oh, me and such and such."
No, I'm saying like you were just with them; they were fighting, and like later on that night, they like post like
at a wedding.
Wonderful weekend.
Yeah.
So that's why like I don't necessarily broadcast everything anymore. Is because everything isn't always sweet, and so like why put out this? It's cool to put out some things here and there, but I always kind of look, and this is just me, and I'm not judging, but sometimes you have couples who like every week they're this happy couple on Instagram. I'm just like, okay, like are y'all really this happy, or is this a facade that you're trying to put up for everybody else? And so, but to each his own. Like some people they want to broadcast it, they want to show everybody, they want to tell everybody, they want to shout it out. But what I found for me personally is that it's something genuine and sacred when it's us, and not saying that you have to keep it a secret, but I'm just like I said, I'm naturally a private person. So
Yeah.
that's just kind of my take on it. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of, I'm for it a little bit. Like I like for y'all to figure out what you are before you kind of like broadcast it. To the world.
I I kind of remember what we were talking about before, but what I forgot. It always comes back to me later,
Great.
and I'm like, but it has to do with like you post these things on Instagram because like obviously. Who are you trying to talk to though? Like, are you trying to talk to that person most of the time? Like,
No.
And why do you have to
text you?
Yeah.
No, you're not talking to that person. You're trying to.
Like, why don't you say that in real life?
Yeah, you're trying, and again, I'm more traditional. I'm different than the average person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've always been told I'm like beyond my age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm only 25, but like I feel like sometimes I'm 35.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just
how
I like interact in different situations.
Yeah.
And no, like if I mean, in some ways, I feel like it depends on the two people in the relationship. Let me just say that you're asking me for my opinion. I'm not. I can text you that I love you. I can text you that you're the best part because I do that anyway, right? I do that every morning. And I tell you you're beautiful. You know, here and there is cool to like for certain occasions, like Valentine's Day. You know, if you accomplish something, of course, like shout your boo out. But for me personally, it's not important for me to tell the world like every week, like this is what I got. I don't even do that personally. Like I don't need you to know.
I think talking about posting in general, like saying things like, if you're gonna do something, just do it. Like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be like, yo, I'm going to be like coming out with like an album I want to tell people I'm coming out with an album and maybe to hold myself accountable, but like you're also setting yourself up for failure if you're not gonna put like the time like to like do it and stuff like that. You're just talking. Like no one wants to see you talking about it. People want to see you doing
to do
it.
Is move in silence.
Yeah, exactly. Real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Yeah.
But yeah, like honestly, and also posting things. I think it can get kind of dangerous, like or it gets in dangerous territory because like what I see a lot is girls that to me it's very obvious that the girl likes the guy. It seems like the girl likes the guy more, and I'm just saying in a situation it could be the other way around. But and then so they're posting all these like you're like the best thing that's ever happened to me. You make me so happy. I love you. And then it's like the guy's not posting like that or whatever like that. But it's almost like the girl's doing that, so like it's making him like, if you fuck up, like you know what I'm saying, you're gonna look bad because like I've like dropped you up, like I propped you up on this like pedestal and stuff, and like the second you're doing bad stuff to me, like people are gonna know. It's almost like a token in the bank of like. It's from insecurity, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're gonna lose this guy if like I don't like confess like my love for him.
Interesting.
And
but see, like I've never been big on having to prove myself to an audience.
Yeah.
That's just. But I know that's the era we're in. If it didn't happen on Instagram, it didn't happen. But I just have never thought that way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like with the whole dating in secret thing, like kind of like I agree with you where I like the idea of like I don't think you need to like be. I feel like it's a step. Like I feel like with any of my friends or any of my relationships, like I don't like unless I met them with a group of friends, like I'm not really bringing them around my friends until like we're several dates in and like we're actually a thing.
Right.
Like I might start talking to you about whoever and think like I feel like especially women usually are gonna like be like, okay, I went on this and that date, this is what he looks like, this is whatever, things like that. And I feel like if you're purposely keeping shit a secret from like your friends and stuff like that, like I feel like the whole like the very like purposeful secrecy speaks to a larger like then I feel like you might know that there might be issues with like who you're going
good point.
after.
That is true.
That's a
like
good point.
if like you really feel the need, like you're like, oh well, I don't need people judging me. Well, it's like okay, why?
I think that's the biggest point out of like the whole
What's
conversation.
the intent behind it?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like you're just you might be saying like I don't want to like get judged by anybody, but you know that you're gonna get judged.
Like if you
because
you're
the people that
saying
care about you
yeah.
the most would not like this is not like the guy for you. Like it's almost you're right. Like it could be like a person just like making an excuse to just date bad guys.
That is well.
You're a bad girl.
I mean, it's
or
like then
whatever.
do it.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess
Well, it's
that's
just like
it too.
it's allowing them not to face like their own reality and like maybe shit that they need to heal from or like work on, because then it's like, well,
But are they
now-
allowed to have
now-
that moment?
Like, well, it's like they're allowed like.
I feel like it's like a situational thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like whatever, because we all go through different things. We've all been in different types of relationships,
Yeah.
you know, and so every relationship can affect the next, and so
It definitely does.
You know what I mean? And so that's why I'm very just like protective of my friendships, my relationships, and you brought up a really good point because I didn't even think about that, because you can also be like wanting to date in secret to like hide something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I feel like it's important, like about the intent, and that's why I feel like both people have to be on board either way. Like, you know, are we going to be that couple that, you know, tells everybody, that posts every week, or are we going to be that couple that,
Yeah,
you
that's a
know,
good
like
point,
we're
too.
just going to vibe our way, and if you know, you know, like
Yeah.
that's just what,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, my question to you would be like, all right, so like you this is between you and her, but you do bring her to like your like a friend's like party
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that, and for some reason it's just like she's like socially awkward or it's just not clicking or something
Yeah.
like that. Would that affect you like and her? And what if your friends were like, I mean, you're like, well, so what do you guys think about it? And they're like, I don't know, man. Like, how would you move in the situation moving forward?
I mean, again, I feel like if I'm with you, I'm with you, right? So I got your back, regardless of what my friends think, my family. You know, I feel like it's important to hear their opinions. Like, if this person is really bad and they're like really hounding down on it, okay, like I need to like consider what they're saying. But you know,
But you already said that I mean, I guess for
Yeah.
your situation, you have a good judge of character. Like, you
right.
can feel people's
and
energy.
what I'm saying is, like, let's say the social awkwardness happens, right, in a group setting. You know, people are socially awkward. Like, everybody doesn't vibe with each other. Of course, we will want it to be a situation where everybody like gets
Yeah.
along, but at the end of the day, like, if I like you,
So that's
and-
not like
it's not a deal breaker.
Yeah,
for me.
deal breaker.
No, not at all. Because if I have taken the time out to get to know you, to date you, to court you, to take you out, to spend all this time with you, then you're my priority now. Like, friends are important to me. Family is important to me as well. But if we're that serious, and I guess we're talking about dating, but so I guess it is a difference between like if we're just dating versus like if you're like with someone.
I think you know we're probably different in the sense that like I feel like you're definitely like a gooder guy than I am.
Gooder guy.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
not
just
true.
saying
Gooder
like
guy.
I'm just saying like I just like inherently you're like a better
gooder guy.
person. Like, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
not true.
No. I'm just saying like, you know, you're just a good-hearted person. Like I have like I'm sure you have your moments and stuff, but I'm just like I might be a bad person sometimes. Like, you know, and I know
The
you
bad
try.
guy.
Yeah, I'm just
Duh.
saying. I mean it as a compliment. And
Shout out to Billie Eilish.
yeah, Billie Eilish. But she, but like, I think what I like about bringing the friends, like, you know, it kind of goes back to like her point of like dating in secret. You could almost be fooling yourself to be like,
Oh,
this
yeah,
girl
love is
is
blind.
this girl is like she's good, you know what I'm saying? And then you bring around the friends, and your friends are like and that's why I
That
listen
goes back
to
to
it.
discernment, though.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have that discernment, because who cares? Like, this is just how I think. Like, who cares what my friends think? Who cares what my family like? Sometimes people just don't want to like someone because of other reasons. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
And so, like, that's just kind of what I've seen and what I've experienced. But I do, like I said, I listen to what other people say, and yeah, like eventually you're gonna bring. I'm not saying like you're gonna hide this person like in a cage and like they never come out. You know what I mean? I'm
You
not saying
season
that.
two.
But
You
what I'm-
season 2 now available.
But what I'm saying is like eventually, of course, you're gonna bring that. I'm not saying be a secret forever, but
Right.
when you first start out, get to know each other, like, because hell, like this person that you're. This is where people make the mistake. They meet somebody, they've been on one date, and all of a sudden they want to bring them around their friends.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like
And-
that's too much.
And it's just like, why?
You're
Like,
right.
you don't even know this person.
Yeah,
So like, how are you gonna get other people? You know.
Yeah, you're right.
I've known a girl like who's like literally taken like a guy out like that she was just meeting like
Yeah.
with her friends like
Right.
that first time,
Right.
and I'm like,
See, I don't
how
like
did
stuff
you
like
like?
that.
I'm
I
like,
hate
I'm like,
that.
you're never gonna get like the real version of him.
I'd rather
because-
do
hate
that than
You're one of
bring them.
those
No,
people?
I'd rather do that than bring them like after with just one time of like. I'd rather if we're gonna
No, but,
bring
like,
them
I feel
around,
like-
bring them right off the
No,
bat.
but off the bat
No.
because you're never gonna get like the true first impression
So-
of them.
I don't
I'm
think
one
you're
of
ever
the-
gonna get the true first
No.
impression of anybody the first time you meet them.
I'm one of those people that I know how to coexist in any situation.
Mm-hmm.
However, I hate that. Like, don't bring me in a space where like we don't even know each other like that yet, and now I'm like forced to like interact with.
Yeah, you have to like put on your best face in so many different ways.
Let me tell you
for
why
people.
people do that though. People do that because I've seen situations, you know, in friend groups. People want to see how that person that you like interacts with your loved ones, your friends, and to some people, okay, if you can't vibe with my friends, then we can't vibe.
But like, you also don't even know, like, if you're going into that situation, like, from what I'm talking about, like, this girl brought her out with like some of like her like neighborhood friends, like, who aren't even like potentially like her closest friends, but like, as you as the new dude that she just invited out, that you just like met off of a dating app or whatever, like, you have no idea like what, like, who these people are, and like, so you don't even know like what their vibe is, or like, you know, like, oh, like, does
I
her
will
opinion
probably
matter?
leave the room if that was like our first encounter. You having me around other people, I'm good. Again, I'm just really big on like personal, like one-on-one.
Yeah.
So
that's what's up, man. Well, I think that was a good little mini main topic right there.
Mini
I feel like we got in a couple of mini main topics throughout the show so far.
Yeah.
It's really nice talking to you, Solomon. You're like,
Enjoy being here,
I like your perspective.
Cool.
Me too.
So I guess we'll get into some Bachelor updates. Do you watch The Bachelor?
I have never seen an episode.
But you work at the company.
I know
you
this
did the
is-
late night.
right?
It's on the TV.
I know this, and this is the theme of this podcast. So now I kind of feel like you out of place.
I think you can still talk on it. This is not about an episode. Like,
No.
so they've released like the list of girls that are going to be on the next season of The Bachelor.
Okay,
so
nice.
we can have fun with it.
Yeah, so-
I mean, we don't have to get too much into a deep dive, but what are we looking at here?
So we're looking at
looks like a Hannah B wannabe.
there's
A Hannah wannabe. Get it?
I think the oldest girl is maybe 30.
Oh, it's not looking good for your boy.
Well, because Peter's young too.
Yeah, I
Peter's like
guess.
25. But there's
Would you date
she's
an
from
older woman?
Atlanta. Did you meet her, Marissa?
Oh, Marissa.
Where's she from?
Atlanta.
Oh, we have a native.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you date an older girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, how old? Like, what would be a cutoff for you?
I mean,
You're at 25 right now. You're about to get to an age where you can date like young girls and older girls. Like, then it's gonna feel like.
to me, it's all about. It's not even about age. It's where you are mentally.
Yeah,
You know what I
emotional,
mean?
emotional
Yeah.
age.
Like, you know, I hate to be like cliche about that.
No,
answer,
that's
but,
real.
I could see this dude dating a 30-year-old.
Because you could be, no, check this out. You can be 25,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm at that age. Like, I'm at that midpoint. You can be 25 and still act like you're 18.
Yeah.
You can be 25 and be where 32-year-olds, 33-year-olds are, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's just a weird time. It's a weird age to be in. But yeah, for sure.
Well, I feel like, you know, that right there, though, like, you don't get the chance to, like, I feel like that will grow you up, like, real fast.
Yeah.
But, like, you don't get to be, like, you know,
But-
the immature thing.
But some people like being older in the relationship, and sometimes it could be like a power thing. You know, oh, I'm older now. I'm trying to date someone who is younger than me. Some people like that as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I
that
don't
is
know.
a power dynamic switch.
For me, that's not it. You know, I would rather date someone who is at my playing field.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Yeah.
No.
Well, let's get back to these ladies here.
So I've just been scrolling through, like, so they released their, you know, their little bios that these are like real things that they wrote down or said, like, in their things. And like, I'm just scrolling, and Sydney, who's 24 from Birmingham, Alabama, says that her favorite holiday is Valentine's Day. So to me, that just screams sociopath.
Yeah.
Oh wow. How old is the guy?
that a
He's
holiday?
like 25.
It's not considered a holiday if you don't get work off, right?
It's a holiday. No, what? Because then most. What? No, it's a
Yeah. I mean,
You don't get work off for your birthday. That's a holiday.
it's not a holiday. All right, so you already
I'm
just
with
like.
you, B.
No,
I'm
that,
with you on that.
that's
My
not a
birthday
holiday.
is absolutely a
Yeah, it
holiday.
is out.
I
Okay,
take
there's
off every
plenty
year.
of
You're both wrong.
fucking like President's Day and people don't get it off. Whatever. No,
It's not
I
a
mean,
holiday.
Valentine's Day is a holiday.
No, you don't get it off.
It's Saint Valentine.
It's actually more work that day.
St. Patrick's Day is a holiday
Yeah.
that you don't get work off.
But
for St.
it's not an
Patrick's Day.
American holiday. It's like a holiday. Like, it can be a holiday, but it's. I'm saying like a traditional like country holiday means you
Hanukkah's
get
a
like.
holiday. You don't get work off for that unless you like not based on.
Yes, you
She
do.
got you there.
You
get-
have to have a workplace that actually allows you to take
Like who honors it?
to move that.
Well, like our workplace does that. I mean, Hanukkah is 8 nights, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's
or
not
like
fair.
Yom Kippur or
I mean-
other major, like Hanukkah's not a major Jewish holiday, let's be honest.
I'm just saying most
But-
companies would let you take it off, like, and if
No,
they wouldn't.
no.
Like,
Wait,
are
wait.
you Jewish? I'm pretty sure I've seen like Brett takes it off, like if he wants to.
yeah,
Like,
but yeah,
oh wait,
but you
has
have
Hanukkah
to like
started? Because
move
he's
it
off
to-
this week.
Yeah,
Hanukkah
probably.
starts.
it's like that would be like that you
Soon.
can't like you have to let people practice their religion.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you don't. It's not like because it's not just a set. Like,
But that's the thing, though. That's different because that's not. That's still another country's holiday. That but it's based through religion. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a religious-based
Technically,
holiday
I mean,
from
like,
another country that you have to
Technically,
respect.
like Christianity was also from another country.
Well,
It started in the same place as Judaism.
okay, so both of them you get off. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, well you don't always get not everyone.
I wouldn't know about
but
Jewish holidays. I just know
Yeah.
about my American holidays, and we get those off.
my American holidays.
I didn't say it like that. I'm definitely from the up northeast, so don't
Where
talk
are
to
you
me like
from?
that. I'm from upstate New York.
Oh, cool. Okay,
Yeah,
that makes
so
sense.
yeah, I mean that's why we vibe by
American
then. Right?
holidays. Anyways, Valentine's Day is a holiday.
No, it's not. It's not a holiday.
Yes, 4th of July.
It was made up by like a company, first of all, like
Saint
Hallmark.
Valentine. We've talked about this on this podcast before. He is a saint. It is his saint's
To
day.
her, it's a holiday.
It's a
obviously.
holiday.
That can't be a holiday just because it was a saint's day. That doesn't make it a holiday. A Hallmark company made it a holiday so they could sell something once a year.
I mean, but it was a holiday, but it's holiday is.
You're proving my point that it's not a real holiday.
Holy
It's on a calendar.
day.
It's on a calendar.
All right, all right.
Holy day. That is how it
If it's
started.
on
It's a
'cause
day. It's not a holiday, though.
But it is a holiday. It's literally holy day. That is how it be. Like,
just because it's
like
winter
St. Patrick's
solstice
Day.
doesn't mean that's a holiday. I'm just
I
saying.
mean, technically, in a lot of different traditions, yeah, it is.
No, it can't be. Not here in America.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, it's from country to country.
No, I don't
It's a
know
debate.
if you could fully say that.
I'm
but
just
okay.
telling you right now, Valentine's Day can't be a holiday. It's not.
Okay, well,
it's a man-made
well,
day.
Sydney, 24 from Birmingham, Alabama, who is going for Peter's heart, says it's her favorite holiday.
Yeah, well, she's dumb. Let's see.
There's at least 4. I haven't fully gotten a full count. 4 flight attendants, but
Oh,
who's
wow.
surprised because he's a pilot.
Oh.
B.
they had to get the flight attendants in there.
For
Do you think they'll bring them all in the plane? Like,
Yeah.
they all come out.
Another favorite. Her name's Avon Leah. She's a cattle rancher from Fort Worth, Texas, and every time she milks one of her cows, she thanks it for its hard work.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay. I like the way he said it. That was the way he was like, okay.
Oh,
Different.
Courtney, 26, from Venice, Florida. Her biggest turn on is a man in in cowboy boots.
Oh,
Where's
Okay.
she from?
She's from Florida.
Oh.
Doesn't
okay.
really make a lot of sense.
Right.
she like little Nas X.
Well, I don't think he would like her.
Good point.
No. Eunice, 23,
That is a name.
from Chicago, who's also a
Actually,
flight attendant.
that's the lady, my landlord. Actually,
Eunice?
I was like, I was
Eunice?
just saying the other day, no one
That
names
is
their
a-
kid Eunice anymore.
That is a very landlord.
Yeah, she's
It is a
definitely
landlord
she
name.
bought this. She got to acquire this building in 1940, so that's how old that name is.
So this Eunice, who's 23 and is going on The Bachelor, her signature dance move is the ponytail helicopter. I'm sure we'll be seeing that shit as she comes out of the limo.
Wow.
We're excited
Okay.
for it. Okay,
Who's this?
This is Hannah Ann.
Hannah Ann. I really like her.
Hannah Ann from Knoxville, Tennessee. She's a
Hey,
model.
shout out to
Perky.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
She's from East Tennessee.
I love that this is part of her bio. When Hannah Ann is nervous, she becomes very talkative.
Isn't that all of us?
I don't know. I think I get quiet.
When you're nervous?
Yeah.
Well, and what I know, like a one-on-one situation, I'm definitely the type of person that has to fill up the
That
the
is
empty
silence.
weird
I got-
nervousness silence.
Yeah, I
Okay.
get.
talking
I
more.
kind of like awkwardness. So I'm okay with it.
Like honestly,
You look like you like awkward.
yeah, you do.
I do. I love to watch people squirm.
Does that really entertain you? I don't like awkward situations. Like, I'll leave the room.
I'll leave the room. I love how you keep saying this. Like,
No, seriously,
if we
like-
got him awkward, he walks out my apartment.
I always have exit plans.
Or
Always.
just walks into. It's a studio apartment. I only got one room.
I always have exit plans. Anytime I walk into a room. No, seriously. You think I'm playing?
No, I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing. Oh man,
Ask my friends. I'm good for leaving. Like,
I'm good for leaving.
I'm good for leaving.
no, seriously.
That's my friends. Oh my god, that's hilarious. All right, well, I mean, it looks like there's a lot of cute
There's
girls.
a lot of blondes, but more brunettes in the mix. We love to see that.
We love to see it.
We love to see. I saw a couple of black girls, but still looking, and some Asian girls. But
Oh, got a blonde.
Okay, I don't watch The Bachelor or
Okay.
The Bachelorette, but I know enough to know there was a black guy on the last season, right?
Mike.
And he was trying to be the new Bachelor.
Yeah.
So did that not pan out?
no,
No, I know
Okay.
what. Of course it didn't, dude. He's black.
they've only had one.
They had a black girl.
Yeah,
No,
they've-
I'm just
but that's
joking.
the
I'm
only
just saying-
black lead they've had in the entire
How are
history
the
of the
how are
show.
the ratings for Rachel's season?
Were
they bad?
I was just joking about the black thing, but that's the
No,
reason.
no.
I'm being like sarcastic
But he
because that's
said
the
that-
reason.
No, he was on the Breakfast Club and he said that he was like because of Middle America, the ratings,
They're too scared.
Black, yeah.
They had the flexibility. It's like remember when we were talking about competitors, like you could be number one,
Right.
but the other competitor can have a chance to be different and
Right.
try something new
That
and
is
see if
true.
it works.
That is
But
true.
if you're number one, like
Yeah.
the Bachelor
And
show
this is what it has worked.
yeah. So like
Yeah.
the Bachelorette can afford to
But
try and
what,
see
though? I will say this. Look at, I hate to bring it back to this, but look at Victoria's Secret, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where in that same vein, that's what they said last year, and then Rihanna comes with her Fenty Savage, show, shut Victoria's Secret all the way down. And
Yeah.
so I think we are.
Is that what happened?
Oh, well.
Is that why
I mean,
Victoria's
like,
Secret?
Victoria's
That's the-
Secret was already on the way out. They were like, people were like bullshit. Like,
But they didn't want to be compared to that.
Well, no, no, no.
because they
Well,
actively were like, we're not going to have any trans
Right.
models. We're not going to have anybody that's bigger.
then Rihanna did all
and
of
then
it?
Rihanna was like, here's your trans models. Here's your disabled models. Here's your models of every
yeah.
single shape,
and
size,
people ate
color.
it up. People loved it.
It was
And-
that show's amazing.
And okay, like it's a fun narrative to say, but Rihanna is not the actual reason why Victoria's Secret is
no,
like
no.
declining.
I mean, like they were already on the way out.
but it's a great
It
example.
was just a nail in the coffin.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a great example to show that people are ready for diversity now.
Yeah.
So I think it would be interesting if they did have a.
I mean, for just that point alone, you would watch
Let
it.
me say this: I would watch if
mean,
there was a black.
There's a lot of black people in America, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it would
Yeah.
make sense. And also,
Yeah.
I think a lot of white people would give a chance, to watch it to see,
Yeah.
even if they didn't want it, like a black person, which that's just racist. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
if they didn't want to,
Yeah.
they'd probably see how it was different.
Yeah.
So like, I just think it would be a ratings driver in positive ways and negative ways, like
Yeah.
and for anybody to just watch it. And everyone always watches
But it is
If you've been
also-
watching every season of The Bachelor, you're not going to stop at this one unless you're just inherently
Some people
racist.
may. And
Yeah.
They
Some
didn't
people
with
definitely-
Rachel Lindsay though. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
if they did it with a woman, I think they can do it with a man. Like, and not saying like one or the other. I'm just saying like you tried it this
I'll
way,
say
like just
this,
try it.
eventually they're going to have to though.
Yeah.
Just because.
Well,
of
that's
that.
the whole point of the show.
Yeah.
First of all, it's called Future
'Cause
Bachelor.
we're getting you on there. Right?
Yeah, I want to be the first brown bachelor.
Yeah.
I think I still like have a
So
chance.
have they all been white men?
Yeah, pretty much. I
Yeah.
mean, there's one. I think his name was Juan Pablo, and I don't know if
He's white still.
Is he white?
He's Spanish.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like that's not white.
He's Hispanic, but he's white presenting.
I consider I don't know. Some people don't, but I consider Spanish to be brown.
Yeah, well, he's white presenting Hispanic. He's like from Spain.
Yeah. So so that's, I guess there has been one, but I mean, if you looked at him, he didn't really look Spanish to me. Like he looked like a white guy. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
picked a white
Yeah.
looking Spanish guy. Like
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I mean, I agree with you. Like, necessarily, I don't think Mike was the one. Me personally, like to be, but she thought so. Like a lot of
Yeah,
people
yeah.
thought so.
We all thought so.
He's a
And then
good
he
looking
let us
guy,
down.
but to me, I just felt like he was trying too hard to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
Peter, I don't feel like tried too hard to become the Bachelor.
Yeah, but he's so fucking boring. It's
we'll
gonna be
see. I think it'll be an
boring.
interesting. We always say that, but we watch it and we
I
talk
know,
about it.
I mean, I didn't really like Hannah's season that much.
No, that was probably the worst season I've ever seen.
I didn't
Interesting.
like Hannah's season.
And that's why they put her on Dancing with the Stars, and then she won that, and that's her redeeming arc. And now she's
Oh.
dating the guy from it.
Oh wow.
No,
don't know.
she's not dating.
Oh,
a
she's
guy
not
from it.
dating?
No. Colton's season was also boring, and he's the same thing as Peter.
But I
so
mean,
it's gonna be
I don't
boring.
know. I felt like they had I like that they had like some different twists at the end of their seasons. Like it's not the
Yeah.
traditional like they have to get engaged. Like there's always like some drama that happens at the end now. So
That's because that's the only thing that keeps us going.
yeah. I mean, right. I mean,
Yeah.
you really don't want it's like one person dating 30 people. Like how is that for real? Like it's not gonna work. Like if I was about to say a whole premise that was gonna be Bachelor in Paradise, but I was like, would it be cool if they made a show and like they actually had like the same amount of guys, the same amount of girls dating each other on like an island, and then they eliminated like who didn't find a person.
And then you're like, oh, weird. It's like they've done 6 seasons of it.
Yeah, they should call it like Bachelor Beach or something like that.
Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways,
Let's get to our slapper.
a slapper of the week, keeping us on track, V. So we were going through songs. You know, I didn't actually get to look at a lot of new music this week.
Me neither, but
But-
there wasn't a lot besides Harry Styles' new album. But none of them slap.
Well, I do want to say like the slappers are supposed to come to me too. Like I heard my friend Amber. I'll shout out to her right now. Actually, shout out to you, Amber. She posted it on her IG story. I'm like, damn, this is fire! Holy crap! And I've just been listening to it all week and stuff. And I actually used it for like an end of year sizzle reel that I had to do, and they loved it too.
Really?
Like they're like OTT, it'll always be my baby. Like, you know, they
Right.
they got a reference that I didn't even try to do. I was like, you got it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it made me looking smart. But regardless, this has been like a joy point of my week is this song. We listened to it before the show, and he was like, and Solomon was like, where can send that to me right now?
I need it.
Right, I need it.
Immediately. I need the
Oh,
link.
Immediately.
well, y'all have heard the song before. Shout out to Mariah Carey. Actually, I'm gonna
Shout
give her her
outs.
roses right now. After 25 years, what's her Christmas song?
All I want.
All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Yeah.
Hit #1 on the top, I think, 200 Billboard charts
Yeah.
or whatever like that.
The elusive chanteuse.
What's
That's what
that?
they call her.
Oh, why?
I don't know.
I don't know. That
I think she
sounds-
calls herself that.
I
mean, yeah.
I wasn't that big of a Mariah Carey stan, but she does make incredible music, and obviously that's like the biggest Christmas song ever.
Yeah.
And the fact that after 25 years of it being like the biggest Christmas song ever,
I
it
don't
finally-
understand it though. Like I like the song, but
It's just one of those songs that kids like. It's
it
such a
wasn't-
good song.
But it wasn't big when we grew up. So I don't understand the recent like resurgence of the song, but I like it.
I think it's that good of a song
No, it is.
that it's gone like that now. It's transcends generations. Like
Right.
you don't
No,
even
that's
have
true.
to have someone
That's
show
true.
it to you from
Yeah.
like this was a great song when I was a kid. You just hear it and you're like,
That is true.
this is a great song. Yeah, it just makes you feel good. Like you know
No.
what I'm saying? It's the
There's
best Christmas song.
something I need.
But
and
wanted to give her her roses real quick. But her other big song was "Always Be My Baby," and this is like actually a song that I sing. It's like a tradition I do. Like I don't know if anyone knows it's a tradition, but I do it. And at the end of every wedding, coming back from the wedding when we're all like drunk and stuff like that, we're usually like on a party bus or like a van bringing us from the wedding back to the hotel or something. And I'll just get the whole bus singing this song, like, and we'll be singing off key and everything. But it's really fun. Try it at your next wedding, just like do do do,
See, like-
you know what I'm saying? Just start doing that, and the whole
probably-
bus will go ape
That
shit.
probably is a fun song
That is
to
fun.
sing
It is.
while you're drunk. I never would think of that song.
Yeah. It's a
all
good
I'm
drunk sing-along.
All I'm saying is just start
Wow.
that do 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 do, and the whole bus will start
Right.
going off.
I feel like the
"Do-do-do."
ad libs make it fun.
Yeah,
you know?
it is a really good song, man. And shout out to Amber. She showed me the song, and I told her it was gonna be like on heavy rotation, and it has been. "Always Be My Baby" by the group Brasstracks. We looked them up. They are Grammy Award-winning like saxophonists and trumpets. I think it's like a whole group of
Yeah.
like people that play
I love
horns.
the
It's
horns.
two guys.
Yeah.
I saw them play it live. They have like a band and stuff
Yeah.
that they play with. But yeah, I think Brasstracks are just two guys. They
Two
might be.
hipster cuties.
Yeah. So the song is an oldie, but it's a newie. Brasstracks, "Always Be My Baby." Let's party, guys. Oh, hold on a second. Actually, I have to play it off here. Let's go. Oh, hold on a second. I got the volume down, guys. This is super embarrassing. I hope you don't hear like. Oh, here we go.
You're gonna play the.
Slapper of the week.
This song slaps.
Slapper. I got it together. Let's go.
Shout out to Mariah Carey.
Yeah, yo, guys, that was "Always Be My Baby" by Brasstracks. You guys missed my joke in there, maybe, but
Man Riot.
they call me Man Mariah Carey.
Notice how I'm not laughing.
You got it before though. It was funny. Anyways, so yeah, guys, get that song, put it on your Spotify. Follow us on Future Bachelor Podcast playlist on Spotify. All our music is on there. It's dope. Let's see. What do you got for shout outs, V?
Me. I wanted to shout out the group text, especially my girl Hannah, who I had to give her the Secret Santa gift, and Etsy lied to me because it did not get to her in time, but then I like literally willed it into existence into getting into her apartment like a day later. So Thanks for being patient. I'm happy you love your gift.
Nice.
And then I wanted to shout out my friend Janelle for always hosting a great time with her cookie decorating parties. Always fun. I wanted to shout out our friend Melissa for taking me to the full moon ritual.
Hey, Melissa, what's up?
And then I wanted to shout out our friend Shelby for always inviting us to fun little group happy hours. And then obviously John V for taking me to her Christmas party.
John V. You got any shout outs, Solomon?
Shout out to you guys for having me on. Yeah.
Shucks.
Honestly, we love it when our guests shout us out. You know what I'm saying? It's
of course.
crazy.
We're vain.
Yeah, we're like, who else are you gonna shout out, dude? You're on our show. No, I'm just joking. Dude, I want to shout out Solomon for coming out here.
Obviously,
Thank you guys.
Dude, Solomon, you're hilarious,
Yeah.
dude.
I
I
had a
knew
good
you'd be
time.
great.
You're gonna
You're
have
gonna have to come back.
You're on your
Um,
P's and Q's.
Anytime you want me back, I'm here.
Well, check it out. We've been planning our 100th episode, and we're trying to keep it like intimate with like our our.
Yes, we tell everybody.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you didn't get personally invited, you ain't coming. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's a lot of it is like our guest host that we had and stuff. So
Right.
we'd love to invite you to the 100th
course.
episode where we're gonna get everyone together, have some like drinks, and just have some fun conversation and games, and
I would
record
love
it.
to come.
Awesome.
Yes.
And then I wanted to shout out. Well, this is more of like a follow up. If you guys are wondering like how
yeah.
the date went from last week's episode. Just a little quick recap for Solomon because he probably I don't know if you listen.
For our new listeners.
And for our new listeners, last week I kind of like rekindled an old flame.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was like it was more of, I don't know if you could call it rekindling because like it was just more of like a let's meet up and catch up because I felt like when we first met I wasn't in a good place to date anybody, just a bunch of factors, and it really had nothing to do with her, but I liked her enough where I just kind of wanted to make sure I wasn't wasting anybody's time and
Right.
stuff. But I'm in a different place in my life, and she is, we met, and the first thing happened. Remember when I was joking about how wouldn't it be crazy if like she stood me up? Like it was like a passing real quick joke or something like that. So we're supposed to meet at this place at 7, and I'm there like early, because I want to make sure that she's not waiting on me. And so I like get there at like 6:45. I walk there, and we're supposed to meet at 7. And so she's texting me and she's like, it says I'll be there at 7:15. And then when she texted me that, it was like 6:41. So time is going through. I had had my headphones. I was like FaceTiming my godson. Like I was, listening to music, watching videos. Time is going by, and I at this point I think she's going to like the other bar that's named the same thing in Decatur.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, is everything okay? Like I'm talking about this one, not this one. She's like, oh, and I'm like, oh no. I thought she went to the other one. She was messing with me, but. She literally, it was like an hour. Like, it was like after an hour, it was like 7:41. I was sitting there by myself. And I was like, are you okay? Because, after that, I was like, holy shit. She might be murdered or something.
Oh, no.
I was thinking the worst
Yeah,
or
right.
something. I was just confused.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Not that she maybe was standing in
yeah, no. That's the funny part.
Nothing on him. Nothing on him.
Yeah.
She's dead.
She's got to be dead because she wouldn't stand me up, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Not you, side.
Yeah. So I was scared, and so I texted her. I'm like, "You're all right." Apparently she had taken an Uber pool, and it did one of these things where it brought her in the opposite direction, and then started bringing.
Which
And
is
then,
not how it's supposed to. Though.
right, and the
when that
app
happens.
actually
I know.
messaged her saying it wasn't our driver's fault. It was our routes were messed up. It was it was traffic
I actually
too.
hate when I get a pool and I'm not the first person being dropped off.
Well, the thing is, I think
Same.
it,
Yeah, that's why I'm just.
but I think it'll pick up
bougie.
people along the way too. If there's still
that's
people that are going on your route.
But no,
and-
what irritates me is that when I'm the first in the car, but you pick someone else up right after me, but then you drop them off before me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
I
hate
mean,
that shit.
that's what you paid for,
I
bro.
know,
You
I
get
know.
what you paid for.
know.
So
I'm just expressing my personal.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel
His
you.
strife.
Right.
Yeah. So we ended up meeting up. She got there, and I really wasn't that big of a deal. I could have used the solitude for a little bit myself. But I mean, I actually in that time I took a shot and drank a beer, so I was kind of a little nervous. And yeah, so I mean, it's called the old one too.
Lubed up a bit,
It's
yeah.
what they call it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I've
but
been to bar.
yeah, so we ended up having a good time, and she's cool. Nothing happened or anything like that, but we definitely got to talk about our perspectives of what happened. That was like 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was awesome, and I still like her. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So
She's really
are
cool.
you gonna see her again?
Well, the crazy part about her is that, like, I feel like we've this is almost like 2 years. Like, she actually went back. Remember, I told you she went back and
Yeah.
saw like when how long we actually like were seeing each other, and she said it was like about 3-4 weeks. So in that time, we like actually really like liked each other and stuff. But it definitely moved fast. But it was around this time, and around this time every year, I usually go back to Orlando for like Christmas through like New Year's, and we celebrate New Year's there. So I'm gone for like a good 2 weeks. So it's like, you know, it's not like any pressure to hang out again. I'm definitely gonna hang out with her again.
Right.
You know, I don't know what it is or what. You know, I think I was a little nervous, and I definitely think she still has her reserves about like the situation or guys in general, maybe.
Right.
But regardless, like I hope like to come back and be able to like hang out again and stuff. So I wanted to shout out to you, Olivia.
Shout out to you, Olivia.
You know, it was only fair, you know, because you know, we talked about it already on the show. So you know what it is. This is my life, guys. So there will be probably, and I don't know if I'll update us on this in the future, but I just kind of wanted to update people because we talked about it on the last podcast. So yeah, that's my shout outs. Let's see. That's the show. We did it. We got a lot of good titles out of, like, if you see us typing during the show,
That's what you're doing.
we write down titles, possible titles, and like we have
doing
so many good ones from just the show alone. So I might just want to talk about different things in the next episode just to use some of these titles, but that's not the way it works all the time.
No. We did force a title once.
Yeah, and it worked. We're like, we did it finally. It was like after 40 episodes, we're like, we finally threw that in there.
What was the title?
I don't even remember.
It must not have been that great.
I mean, dude, we had a bunch of great titles though.
What
Every
was
episode,
it?
I feel like we name
getting
it
it.
something good.
Yeah.
Read the room.
Ooh.
Oh,
The recall.
that's one of my mantras.
Is
have
it?
To, yeah, you have to be able to read a room.
Or also leave.
Or also leave a room like you.
Or
Holy
leave a
shit.
room. Yeah, that's important too. But I can leave a room because I know how to
Read a
the
room.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Holy cow, dude. That just came full circle.
Yep.
Great stuff, man. Well, Solomon, thanks again for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for
Anytime.
having me.
Oh, dude, this is going to be, I hope, another, you know, a regular thing for you to come on the show.
Please.
You know, we're going to always have conversations at work. So, no, I think you're a great dude, man. And, you know, keep being positive. You inspire me, like, you know, the way you are. So,
thanks.
yeah, keep being you, dude.
Shucks.
It's going to take you far. And Veronica, yeah, keep being you too.
Jesus.
Why do you
Christ.
take it differently? I said keep being him, and I
Because
said
you gave me this look. You see, like, if you're not
I
watching,
did it on purpose. I did it on
if you're
purpose.
not watching on YouTube, you didn't see the very deliberate look and mannerism.
I was just joking. Anyways,
All
all right, guys. Well, this has
right.
been episode 91. We'll see you next week with episode 92 because that's how numbers work. All right, guys. We love you. This has been Future Bachelor. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
And I'm Solomon.
Hey!
The kids.
And we'll see you next week, all right? Deuces!
Bye. You didn't even hold the deuce that time. Hold the deuce.
That was good. All right.
Didn't even
Good stuff.
Yes.
hold the deuce.
Future Bachelor Podcast.